I entered Luminosity Makes Big Moves 2025 and won. LMBM was the first major event of the year, bringing in players from the USA, Canada, Mexico, as well as Japan. I entered the Arcadian for this major, which is a tournament that doesn't let any of the top 150 players enter. Here's the catch. The rankings they were using to count the top 150 was from 2024. This means that a bunch of players that were ranked in the new 2025 season were still able to enter the Arcadian even though they're top 150. Some of these players include Free K-Flock, Just Blue, and Brujo. Before we talk about my run at the LMBM Arcadian, we need to cover the Let's Make Moves Miami Arcadian, which was a few months before LMBM. My first 2 rounds in Miami, I won pretty easily. Then to qualify for top 24 winners, I had to play Cody the Peach. This is a player I was really scared to play because he has a lot of practice against the best Shulk in New York, Solarts. My whole gameplay going into him was to play super lame and camp him out since I knew he wouldn't be used to that type of play style. Playing lame worked out for me and I was able to beat him 2-0. Then for my first set of top 24, I had to play against Epic Gabriel, the best player in Central Florida. This was another match I was pretty scared for. Gabe had a really good record against other Shulk players, and Rob is one of Shulk's worst matchups. Luckily, the Rob matchup is one of my most practiced matchups, and I had the opportunity to practice the matchup just a few moments earlier with TM7 Zap. Epic Gabe ended up taking the first game.
Down, up throw is going to be enough to take the kill.
Especially with
But I fired back, winning the next 2 to close out the set.
He didn't get to it in time. Okay. Oh, that's it.
Ooh, almost survived, actually.
At this point, I'd made top 8 winners, then I had to fight Juan P. Game 1 was going well until this happened.
Oh, no!
Wait.
That's game 1.
Wait, come back.
I managed to keep my composure and kind of destroyed him the second game.
Smash auto, so
Up till enough, sending him to 98.
Not even close.
Then for game 3, he tried to counterpick me with Banjo, and I was able to clean that up as well.
Just super safe.
Oh. You gotta not fight out of the corner against Smash Art.
In Winners Finals, I had to fight PK Chris, the Nest player. The set went back and forth, but game 5, I was able to pull off a clutch comeback and win the set.
Wow, what a big air dodge. That's it. Elijah Man taking it 3-2, 130%. Man, that was such a tight set.
I was sitting pretty comfortably in Grand Finals, and I was pretty confident that I'd be able to win the event. In Losers Finals, I was waiting on a set between PK Chris and Cody. In all honesty, I didn't want to fight either of them, but PK Chris won the set, and I had to play him in Grands.
That's
it.
Everything covered. PK Chris taking it 3-1. Moving on to Grand Finals.
The first set against PK Chris, I could definitely feel like he was playing differently. He managed to take the set off me, and I only took 1 game off of him.
Okay, nice.
Parry back air for the win. That's going to be a reset.
In between the set, I took some time to recompose, but the second set didn't go any better than the first. In all honesty, PK Chris played really well in Grand Finals, and there's not much else I could say about that. I would be lying if I said I wasn't sad about the loss at the time. If you don't know, losing a tournament from winner's side of Grand Finals is one of the worst feelings. Going into the LMBM Arcadian, I was excited to get my run back and hopefully win this time. I came so close last time in Miami, so I was sure with a few small adjustments, I would be able to win the tournament. The Arcadian in Miami only had 128 entrants, whereas this one doubled the cap, meaning that there would be 256 players entering. The event started on Friday night, but I didn't get much of a chance to warm up because I was playing doubles for most of the day with Lambert's 44. Luckily, that didn't matter too much, and I was able to win my first 2 sets pretty easily. To make it into top 32, I had to play a set against Joshathan Gamer. In all honesty, he wasn't on my radar, which might have been a bit of a mistake. The first stock was pretty even and was going back and forth. I was really thrown off by him because he was playing a lot more aggressive than most Robs do in this matchup. I managed to take the first stock with a fair at ledge, giving me a good lead. He managed to kill me with an up throw at 170 to even up the stocks. Josh then gets a conversion that gives him a pretty solid lead, putting me on my back foot. He catches me doing a lazy nair on his shield and kills me for it using up smash. I managed to take his stock with an F tilt, but it was still pretty bad considering I had a 50% deficit. I got sent off stage by a laser and tried to jump back onto stage. I got hit by a back air that should have killed me, but unfortunately for Josh, it sour spotted. Then just a few seconds later, I was able to close out the match with a smash art back air. Starting off game 2, I got hit by an edge guard, but I was able to fire back just a few seconds later. Then I killed him with an early edge guard and closed out the set with this conversion. Going into top 24 is when I got a little bit lucky. The players I was really looking out for were Leviathan, Ling, and Vendetta. I was actually talking to Leviathan a good bit before top 24, but I was terrified of him. We were projected to play in the first round of top 24. He also had prepared for me since I saw he was practicing against Shulk. His combination of playing around 10 characters at a tournament level, his encouragement, and his preparation for the Shulk matchup made me really scared to fight him. Unfortunately for Leviathan, I was in luck. He ended up losing to Hayes the Diddy Kong from New Jersey. I was feeling pretty confident until it set in on me. This was a player who was good enough to beat Leviathan, and Diddy Kong is also one of Shulk's tougher matchups. This also wasn't helped by the fact that 3 different people came up to me and told me to watch out for Hayes because he's a really good player. Going into my set against Hayes, I changed my in-game tag to Naito in honor of Leviathan and continued with my tournament run. Game 1, I was immediately thrown off. Hayes was really good at edge guarding Shulk with Diddy Kong, and I've never seen anyone that goes off stage against Shulk like he did against me. I was really struggling to pin him down. He clearly understood Shulk's threat range, and it wasn't easy to land any hits on him. He also kept hitting me with monkey flip, and I wasn't really sure what to do against it. He would hold banana, conditioning me to shield, then go for a monkey flip right after. I was able to survive for a long time against him, but it didn't mean much since he kept hitting his edge guards against me.
But monkey flip, able to call out the jump there. And speaking of jump,
Nice, good timing, yeah.
Yep.
Game 2, I knew I had to switch up my game plan. I focused on abusing my survivability and trying to be more careful off stage so he couldn't easily line up his edge guards. At this point, I had the realization that helped me win the set. I learned that the range of banana toss and monkey flip went around the same distance. This meant that as long as I could stay outside the range of both of these moves, I could react to all of his options. With the use of playing from a farther range and being careful with my recoveries, I was able to keep the game competitive.
By itself, yes.
Oh, big F tilt. It's looking like it might be Jover, but that was a good recovery from Elegant.
We're so
Finds
back.
the stage, making good use of this lead, but unfortunately, in a position like this, sometimes you need to make sure you're still applying some amount of pressure because Hayes.
While we were both on the second stock, he overextended with an edge guard and I was in a prime position to kill him. I knew if I landed a hit on him, he would be hit out of his barrel rockets and wouldn't be able to recover.
Unfortunately, yeah, two really unfortunate reversals for Hayes. The mental damage on that is going to be on 30.
I had a big conversion while he was on his last stock and established a strong lead for myself.
Deal on a couple of these interactions. Slowly, things are slipping out of Hayes' hands.
I ended the game with a smash art back air and we moved on to game 3. Hayes opened the game strong, getting a good lead against me, but I fired back with an edge guard.
For both players in a lot of ways, Diddy Kong, unless getting the banana up smash or down tilt up smash, is more often than not going to be killing off the side.
Very good at the ledge, trying to take advantage of any sort of different avenues you have are good. And
I also tried doing more Z-drop aerials while holding the banana, which worked well for me since he wouldn't just throw the banana through all my aerials.
Hitting so comfortably at the start of the set. Oh, 64, relatively unanswered though. Off the stage, but Diddy Kong is able to recover here. Does get...
To close out the match, I saw he was monkey flipping towards me, and while I was holding the banana, I switched to smash, tripped him, and killed him with a forward smash across the stage at 60%.
Banana F smash, 82 after! 82 after! What's going on?
Rest in peace.
What's happening?
watch Monato's power as Illigimin takes the red.
After beating Hayes, I only had to win one more set to make top 8. The player I had to play to make top 8 was Just Blue, one of the best Steve players in the world. I played the start of the set very slow to get a feel for how he likes to play. I was able to take the first stock off Just Blue, but he fired back, taking mine right after. At the end, I was able to close out the match with an air slash. The start of game 2 was going as normal until this happened. In all honesty, I think I was playing fine, but climbing back after being down a stock against Steve is not an easy feat. Going into game 3, I played a lot more reserved and chose my openings carefully. I was able to get an edge guard the first stock and got a big buster conversion to give myself a solid lead. I officially made top 8 winners, but because of the rule set, it would still be best of 3 until top 4. Funnily enough, I had to fight another Steve player, Era. The first stock started off pretty back and forth.
Miami in really good shape to try and do it again.
But W.
Leviathan took it 2-0 over Just Blue and will now be facing off against Brujo. Vendetta will fight the loser of this.
But I was able to survive for way longer than I should have been.
That was insane.
Steve Elytra always goes just a little bit farther than I think it does and somehow manages to get into Magnet Hand's range.
NorCal to New York. Now also keeping it clean on Smashville, which I do think is a big thing for Elijahman here. Oh my, wow, there is some raging going on. Oh, hold on a second. Oh my God, wait.
Pop, remember what I talked about
shield,
earlier?
though, he's good.
Yeah, he managed to long 214 and climbing.
All right, hold on. I might be an Era fan, hold on. Oh my, teleported all the way back to
Game 2, on the other hand, was a lot scarier. Era took my first stock, and if we know anything from the set I had with Just Blue, having a deficit versus Steve is something you do not want. Luckily, I was able to get his stock with a shield poke to even up the match. I was still down a considerable amount of percent, but with a quick jump art combo and ledge trap, I got the lead.
And speaking of which, Elijahman goes real deep with jump art.
I used the same game plan I did game 1 to make sure I didn't lose my stock and closed out the match with a smash art call out.
Up tilt, up tilt.
That was insane.
I think, all right, bro, Elijahman is like Skittles. Make you taste the rainbow a little bit because every color is coming out, man.
After beating Era, I was feeling pretty comfortable. I was guaranteed top 3, and every set going forward would be a best of 5. Unfortunately, I had to fight one of my buddies, Phaethon, also known as Connor. And you guessed it, he also plays Steve. I think this tournament might have been the first time where I had to play the same character 3 different sets in a row. I was ready for a normal set against his Steve until I saw this. In all honesty, I was confused as to why he would pick Aegis because he knows that I have a lot of experience against Black Twins 13, one of the best Aegis players in the world. To my surprise, Connor was able to keep the game pretty competitive, but I ended up killing him with a bunch of edge guards and 3 stocked his Aegis pretty easily.
Some people.
Absolutely. She gatekeeps, and I feel like
You're dead. Mega dead here.
I don't play them.
I could just be like Fide and start making up rules at the end of the tournament.
Oh my
We
God.
could do that.
Dude, these back throw tech chases into a backslash. That was this.
Everything keeps flip-flopping for you. You good, man? Oh, he's dead.
I don't know.
He's gonna die, yeah.
Okay, all right, send Steve.
Once I beat the Aegis, Connor finally switched to Steve. I felt pretty confident since I just beat 2 Steves leading up to this set. Game 1, I got edge guarded by blocks, which I wasn't ready for, but the comeback was still doable.
Dead. All right.
Until I let this happen.
Let's see.
No.
That killed?
I SD'd at 0, basically handing Connor the game win for free.
In this. But okay, he does already up at 131 and then footstool anvil.
All right.
Game 3 was relatively back and forth until I hit this.
Fucking shield. He can then nair like 6 more times without really any danger.
Dude, it's so crazy how, like, Steve... Oh,
Happen.
nice, taking his time right here. I like that. Phaethon trying to crack this matchup a little bit. No gifts have been given to him. And Elijahman, we've seen a lot of proficiency here last in this matchup. It's just crazy how well...
But it was also close enough to that block wall. You're dead. That's the Elijahman.
It's a bait, yep.
That's the Elijah.
Game 4 was going really well for me until I saw this.
The down throw 87 and smash art fair. Sure.
Connor came off the Angel platform and instantly taunted after I took his stock. In all honesty, I feel like the taunt got in my head.
His characters add that.
Buster out though, gonna be...
The last stock of Game 4, I put myself in a really good position until I SD'd again.
Oh! Not again!
I don't know what was up with me this set, but I just could not stop SDing for the life of me. Before Game 5, I remember telling myself that as long as I didn't SD, I'd be able to win the set. This is how Game 5 went.
Clapping for Game 5, and why not? We got Battlefield as the choice for our venue.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Yeah, get out. You get up. What? What is happening right now? There's too much happening.
Immediately to a completely different route that now works.
I love these scoops too out of the minecart because it makes them eat the materials as well. It's like not only are you punished off stage still, but you're gonna second guess doing that. Shield into a punish? You gotta be.
Yo, I just put him in the contraption.
The doohickey.
Wood has the lowest SDI modifier. And so when you're on wood tools, it's actually easier for Steve to get some higher damage combos at times as compared to Diamond.
Should be a stock right
Speaking
here.
of high damage, Elijahman, please stay on the stage.
I was gonna say, if I'm Phaethon, all I'm doing is he's very good at it anyway, despite 2 SDs this set.
I think 3. I think he did it twice in game
I think you were
2.
thinking
And
me. Here we go. Back throw. Yep, dash attack right through.
oh, pops up through the anvil, and so actually avoids the 2 hits of down. If Phaethon was like 1 block unit higher, he would have gotten caught below the ledge by the
Right.
Smash Art Fair and died.
that's-
Speaking of which,
At this point, I was in grand finals of the event. To be honest, I was actually terrified to be in grand finals. This was because the last time I was in grand finals of an Arcadian, I had choked, losing 2 sets in a row. The player I would end up facing in grand finals was Brujo, the best King K. Rool player in the world, who ended up clawing his way through losers. Brujo was on a hot streak coming up to this point, beating Zomba and Riddles in recent tournaments. And he actually ended up getting a huge win on Cola and placing 17th in the main bracket. I knew Brujo played both K. Rool and Kazuya, but I was really hoping he would start with King K. Rool. As soon as I saw him lock in K. Rool on the select screen for game 1, I knew I was in business. This game was literally only 1 minute and 20 seconds, so I'm just gonna let the gameplay speak for itself.
Les, I'm using your charger.
okay,
Thank you.
Max was using it earlier, so I'm assuming that's where
W.
you just got it from.
Oh yeah.
I was asking chat who their favorite non-top 150 player was.
All right, right.
Like you
he was
even
in,
have to
He was in
ask.
Buster too, which is insane. I didn't know that so you can't switch when your shield broken. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Never thought about that. Oh my god.
Okay.
Going down to Brujo. Last stock right here.
I also just noticed that Elijahman is running the Naito tag, and I wonder if that's for Sharp or if that's for Japanese pro wrestler Tetsuya Naito.
Oh my god.
Game 2, I was really hoping he would stay K. Rool, and he did. Brujo's playstyle at Game 2 immediately threw me off because he was playing a lot more aggressive than he was before.
Conned his way here through some random matches. No, not that I'm unsure whether or not Brujo could have won.
He took my first stock with his crown conversion, but I fought back with an up air immediately after.
No, what? No way, dude.
He's doing the side B shenanigans on a character that shouldn't be able to.
On our last stocks, Brujo was playing really passive and not letting me get an easy opening. He was using crown to zone me out and abuse the armor so I couldn't land a clean hit on him.
I gotta say, the armor is
So
really
good.
nice against Shulk. Yep, and look at that. And then you have a projectile, an active projectile. It's like Shulk just has to commit when he aerials, right? For the most part.
I eventually caught him crowning off ledge game 2 and closed out the match with a forward throw. Game 3, I heard Brujo pick Kazuya, and that's when I knew I had to lock in. Brujo opened up the third game with a few explosive strings and got himself a good lead.
The first 2 games with King K. Rool, and also Brujo coming from losers bracket, got a lot more work to do.
I was able to catch him off guard with a smash art forward smash and evened up the match. What really threw me off about Brujo's Kazuya was how shameless his playstyle was. All he would do was fish for electric. He would run up to my shield, spot dodge, and look for an electric. It was working really well on me, and I wasn't exactly sure what I could do about it. Brujo ended up killing me with a stock trade, putting the score 2-1. My game plan for game 4 was to try to circle camp Brujo and play as lame as possible. I counterpicked him to Town and City since it was the biggest stage left open, and I immediately started camping him. Things were going well for me until Brujo hit this conversion on my shield art to even up the game.
Gone, that's all that matters.
It doesn't matter how the mistake happened.
Nice.
Shield art into the up smash, but now time for a bunch of electrics. Give me like 3 more. Yeah! That's exactly what you gotta do.
After getting hit just once on my second stock, Brujo stole the lead right back.
Electric Wind God Fist, baby. I know that one. Give me like 9 more.
Oh, jump! Okay, we all thought for a second, right, chat?
Right before I knew it, Brujo already closed out game 4.
God, oh no way, dude.
Sure.
Before game 5 started, I was really scared. I thought back to the last Arcadian, and I really did not want Brujo to reset the bracket. I knew that if Brujo reset the bracket, he would be in a prime position to take the Arcadian over me, just like PK Chris did a few months ago. Going into game 5, I knew I had to give it my all.
That too. Like, lose 2 games on Lucina, win Min, go Lucina, and win.
And lose. Switching off too. Don't forget shield now on cooldown.
I tried to go for an F smash punish on his up B, but I was unfortunately just a bit too late and ended up dying early for it. I hit an up smash into F smash combo to even up the game. I was making sure to stay on the platforms and mix up my movements so I wouldn't get hit by a bunch of electrics.
Good tech there, not to get...
Brujo hit a combo with me on the second stock, but he unfortunately killed himself while trying to go for it.
He's dead.
Okay. Well, hold on now.
I don't know
I was terrified. Last stock, game 5 against Brujo playing Kazuya, spamming electrics.
Okay, he's got a game plan. Okay, wait, do it again. Wake up, wake up, please wake up electric.
That's some T-Pac-Man shit right there.
Off the ledge electric.
Do it.
Oh,
No, it's
he
not fair.
fared wise. He's a good Kazuya.
He knows more than you or I,
Uh-oh.
for he lives in the hills.
Oh, the forward tilt's a great idea. That's a horrible angle. And most people are holding out there, too. That's really smart.
Depending on the angle of, especially if they tech, there can be.
Oh my God, he delayed it that time and it worked out. Hold on, could this be it right here? The Arcadian closing stock? Oh my God, Brujo's still alive.
Just barely surviving, gets a down smash, but Elijahman with shield art doesn't get sent low enough. He survives, fights back onto the stage, whereas Smash Art connects with Fair and grounds himself the winner.
And that's how I won the LMBM National Arcadian. Now, if you're wondering how I did main bracket, thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I didn't perform as well as I wanted to in main bracket, but by the time you're watching this, a Level Up Expo is probably already finished, so I hope I did good there. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys.